Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's good, bro? What's good? Let's see what we looking like.
Look like what it looked like yesterday.
Yeah, just moving. But it held this little support right here. And I found this from the 5 minute last night. So the daily high is pretty close. Look like if it breaks this daily high, then it'll be close to breaking the previous daily high too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we made a little push up if we did get
I
up
can never
there.
see what you talking about. Like your screen got out
Oh,
there.
it ain't sharing yet. My fault. Let's see. My bad. All right. Should be good now. Cool.
Here we go.
Let's see. So I was looking at the daily high right here. I was close to this previous daily high as well. So all this daily candle yesterday closed hella bullish above everything to the left. So all that sell down was really just to kind of retest, but it's getting close to breaking the daily high again, which was right here or right here. So if we got a time of volume, I wouldn't be surprised if that shit went ahead and start pushing up. Got to see when it's trying to do that. Let's see, because we got a whole bunch of like little choppiness right here. All this, but we'll see if when we get above this and this, if it could just break through all that and fill these wicks, because this is still a 50 pip range to take advantage of. But once again, all signs point towards buying today based off of how the previous daily candle closed hella strong yesterday. Overnight, it pretty much just made a bottom wick down, kind of to retest, and it's looking like it wants to go up. Just got to see how we get there. The best buys though are definitely just above this resistance identified most on the 30 right here, which is also the same resistance that's holding currently right here, kind of right here. But if you really break down into it, you'll see that some choppiness right there, some choppiness right there. So you kind of got to be a bit careful. But if volume is there, it should be able to push us through all that. If we create a resistance up here, though, I wouldn't be surprised if at 8:45 that this candle start pulling back, maybe down into here, depending on how this looks, though. Just because of how much that this 1 hour candle has pushed up without much of a top bottom wick, it's getting to this resistance right here. It might be able to come back down and retest this same little area I identified yesterday, right here, right here. So we'll just have to see. But the 1 hour is what I'm looking at most of, just like how it's rejecting off of.
That 33.95 don't look good.
33.95.
What do y'all look?
Yeah, it's just far.
Take a little minute.
But yeah, it'll take a little minute. 140 pips away.
But damn,
But
shit
with
nice.
the way that this 4 hour and hell and the daily is printing, this shit look like it's due for a pullback. So I'm just wondering if and when it's gonna come. But that 33.95 looks great because there ain't nothing below it. And I
Mm-hmm.
found that zone off of the 5 minute mostly right here, which wound up being held right here, which wound up being held right here. So we'll see. But I'm sure we'll get into something before all that happened.
Yeah.
You at the crib today?
Yeah. Today and Friday.
Got you.
Really trying not to be trading on my phone.
And it ain't. It's ass. I haven't even done it.
Never.
It really ain't
Never.
that bad. It ain't
I
that
haven't done it
bad.
with
It's just
Project X.
marking it.
It's just because I don't know
Marking
how to
it is
put like
the
the stop
typical part.
sale or the stop like the when it's about to go, it just goes
Yeah, that's the
automatically.
only thing.
That's what I like to do. I don't like to.
Back in the day on MetaTrader, I used to trade on my phone. I used to be marking up on the computer and trading on my phone. But now I do everything from the computer.
It's got a way to do a stop buy and all that on the phone. I just don't know how.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a way. But how to do it to be determined.
But that's some good support and resistance right there, though. Either one, the buy or the
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Like I said, the buy is just a little nasty just with how it looks to the left, like right in here. Because if you do close above this, you do have this right here. But if you want to look at the 1 hour, which is the higher confirmation time frame, then there isn't that right there. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm interested in potentially this 15 minute, depending on how it closes, because as we always say, that 1 hour, the last 15 minutes of that candle usually pulls back a little bit. So if this 1 hour candle is rejecting out of this zone, if this 30 minute candle is rejecting out of these zones, and if the 15 minute close is bearish, then the next candle could give you something simple to fill in like into here, where it kind of rejected twice. So that's just something I'm keeping my eye on though. If we establish a resistance right here to continue down, but it's kind of like trading in a range, kind of, because you're just anticipating it kind of falling out the way it did here and the way it did here. So let's see there, right there. So let's just see how this 15-minute candle closes. But this also could just be the bottom wick to continue up. So got to be careful. Can't hold it too long, even if we did take it. Hey, we getting close to that daily high once again. Best seen on this account. Um, Tradeovate does a good job of showing what the daily high is and all that good stuff. So let's see. Lord knows I want to wait.
Gonna do that impulse entry.
Think about it. Let's see. That would be a break of the daily high. 3416.3. Anticipating volume to take it up. So, all right, I'm in. It was quick though. It was real quick. Can't hold it too long. It was a break of the daily high. Let's see. I don't even know where to technically put my stop loss. Let's see. I'm up like 13. My bad. It was last second, but I'm up 14, 13, 14. I think I'm going to go stop loss to break even. Probably going to get me out at BE. Might. And if it does, I'll just re-enter on another candle.
Or take that off the board, re-enter.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't want to sit in it because ain't no telling if it's going to actually keep me in or what have you. So I'm only up 5, 7. I think I seen like 6, 15, 16.
Smoke filled.
All right, so it got me out at BE. But if it closes above in 1 minute, I may get back in. I just don't want to sit in any drawdown when I saw
Yeah, that stop
some.
loss is 2 down.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
I ain't playing
Telling
with the
you.
stop losses no more.
Exactly. Like, because the entry was technically like up here. But like, you talking about 50 pip stop. You know what I'm saying? We only saw 15. So if it rejects out of here, closes below, then I would have been mad being in it anyway. But let's see what it looked like here. See it? Nah, I didn't even close above. See? Nah. Once again, best seen on. Ooh. Best seen on Trade of 8. Yeah, see, I ain't even messing with it. But I saw like 3416.3 to 34.8. So it spreads like 15.
Mm.
But, we usually catch 20, 25. So I'm cool with going BE right there for sure. And now we close them below. So see, this is what I'm talking about of our next position. Really, it depends on how this closes. Like now that this closed below this, our next position really could be a sell if it rejects out of here. But if it closes above here at 9, cool, we right back in it to take it up to our next zone. So
Mm.
I'd rather be like if this shit were to shoot up right now, I'd rather be out wishing I were in than in wishing I were out. So I'm not mad about that little break even, especially on an impulse break of the daily high. Nigga, I need to see 25 quick. I ain't trying to sit in that little 17, 15. Would have been sad. Would have been good and sad. So cool little first trade, a little break even. Go ahead and mark that up over here. So 3416.30. Got in on this candle. Technical stop loss was below this previous 5. If my stop is 50-ish, I'm going to need at least 25, 30 to go, to take something at least. So I'll say so Let's see, resync. We got in on break of daily high, kept technical stop loss below the 5-minute low, which was my entry. Candle went and break even after seeing about 15 pips. Was not worth holding because I did not want to sit in the potential down wick. Cool.
Good journalist.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Like I said, I'm cool with that. Like, it gave up, it pushed up a little bit. If it would have gave like 25, 30, that's a different conversation. But I don't want to be taking 15 when I got a range of 50 and my stop loss was 50. Like that don't make sense to me. Even though we didn't take nothing yesterday. But that's how we started off. And I always say, like, bro, we done got burned. Hell, me, Roger Antonio was on the stream on Friday getting burnt up. Goddamn holding through 15-minute pullbacks, 1 hour pullbacks.
That shit was a sad day.
Bruh. It's like, okay, surely if this 15-minute close this strong, this motherfucker should go up. But I ain't playing with that should no more.
Yeah. And then again, it was just going up too much. I had to come down.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was crazy.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, shit. If I see 15 and I know an 845 candle about to come on, I already know this shit gonna make a down wick. Even if it continue up, it's gonna make a down wick. Just how at the 1 hour candle when we got burned at 9 last week, that shit had to make a strong ass down wick before coming up.
Oh,
Analysis was right, obviously. That shit went up, but it just had to come down first. It was here.
Yeah.
It had to make it was up, pull back, pull back, up. Like price just repeating itself. That's all I was doing. But
Now, swing trader would have loved that shit.
exact, bro. Swing traders ain't worried about nothing. I did an interview a couple days ago with one of my homeboys, and he a swing trader, and bro, he don't be thinking about nothing but the daily and 4 hour. So yeah, good decision to go ahead close that motherfucker, bro. Like I said, we'd have been sitting sad down 30 right now for no reason.
So you ain't getting that trade after we left Friday? I know you were thinking about it.
Nah, I called it. It wasn't no point. Especially when I got multiple people telling me the same thing, because you already know when it's yourself, but then you got other people saying, bruh, it's like, nah. And I'm like, y'all right, bro. Y'all right. And I told you, I was like, God was on my side because my 2 accounts were frozen still. So I only took a loss on like 1 account.
Yeah.
So I was like, bro, that shit ain't no big deal.
Well,
It's always the next
wanted
day.
to do it so bad.
Bruh, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I just fuck it.
Man. But yeah,
Shit had to
bro,
come
like
down.
when you think about it, it's like we be trying so hard to like have all green days and like get that little loss back that day, but like at the end of the day, bro, that shit is not that serious.
Yeah.
It's not that serious. If that shit not printing clean as day, clear as day, then it's obviously not the right day to be trading, especially be taking 3-4 losses. Like that shit's stupid. I really like this. If this shit can go ahead and reject out of these resistances, though, I can't lie to you. Because, like, the same way it came up here is the same way I would anticipate it coming down. But I would like a red candle of some sort. Like, if this 30-minute can close red, establishing a resistance up here, I would anticipate this shit coming down and filling if not all of it, at least into this blue line that I identified 1, 2 times, which I found based on previous data. But even if you just want to use as simple as, was that July 21st? Yeah, yesterday at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, right in here. I'm so glad I learned to stop holding that shit, bro. I'm so glad I learned to just let that shit go. Gave what it needed to real quick. And that's all I have to give right there. I want to say it broke it broke the previous daily high exactly, bro. It broke the previous daily high and all. That's why I was like, man, if this shit don't push past that, then it definitely ain't time yet.
Mm.
Because it broke not only its own daily high, but it broke the previous daily high. And maybe if it was 930, it definitely would have just kind of like gave another 10, 15. And I'd have been cool taking 30, 25, 30 for sure. Were you able to secure anything?
Nah. So I ain't see no stop loss. So I ain't even
Yeah.
wanna. Oh, that shit was too
Yeah,
damn far.
exactly. Did you even get in or you just got out at BE?
Nah, I ain't even get in.
Yeah, no, that shit was far. That's why I be like, it's really a discretionary thing. Like I said, I gotta be using the 5 minute low as my stop loss in those instances. But like, I never want to take that full stop. Like, if that shit would have just started pulling back 20, 30, like I probably would have just had to cut it. Like, because I'm not anticipating this shit going up and coming down 50 pips and stopping me out when all I wanted was 25, 30, 35. But it was quick though. It was definitely quick.
And once it go past the highest, it don't really like again, it did what 10, 15, 13 pips. So it's
Yeah,
like, do I really wanna,
right. That's an additional. If you missed the original,
mm-hmm.
that means you'd only seen like maybe 10. It just ain't worth it at that point. I still like it to go up though. I do. It just depends on how this candle closes in the next 5 minutes. I would love a candle to close above these resistances right here and give a wick down because this may have actually ran into that area I identified on the 30-minute right here and here. Both of these are little areas where price can be held up. But if you just look based off the 1 hour and the 1 hour alone, you see that this is the only resistance we were really worrying about right here. So it's looking like if you want to go up potentially, I want to see how we print out. I don't want it to break that daily high again. I want it to chill out. 3417.1. Yeah, bro. That shit got right up there and just rejected. Even if it does push up again, breaks its own high, as long as it like leaves room to fill, I'll be straight. It's about to break the daily high again. But I damn sure ain't finna get in that 4 minutes left in the candle. Even though I would anticipate that this shit should go ahead and push real fast. But with only 4 minutes left, I know that we're gonna have a little pullback, or I expect a pullback. So we just broke the daily high again right there. So let's see how we looking and what a stop loss could be on the next entry. I just hate buying these damn highs, bro. I hate that shit. Unless there's volume, how there was that first entry. That shit pushed up. Let's see. This one 5 minute candle pushed up 65 pips. And we only caught, well, I was only in it for 15 of them. So that's why I'd rather just wait it out for this last 3 minutes. I need this 1 hour candle to definitely leave a wick, though. A wick to get in on the next candle after a down wick. Because if this closes above that, I would anticipate it coming into here, even if you're a little choppy on the lower time frames. I do think that based off of 1 hour price action, we should be able to fill this. because there's nothing in the way. Not right here. Not right here. So let's see what we do. And that's why I'll be talking about the technical stop loss is really down here below the previous 1 hour. But that's why you gotta find what makes sense to you. You could either use the previous 15-minute or like wherever the down weight comes for the next candle as well. If that comes down to here, that'd be great. 30, 35 pips. But if it don't give you much, it's like, ugh, you got to use at least the previous 15. But we'll see if this bitch even close above. I'm hoping it does. Let's see what the down weight looks like. I hope this shit falls straight now. The way it was doing us yesterday or Friday. That's how I needed to do again. And I need to leave a wick. Because this range is definitely getting smaller and smaller the more it's moving up. So at this point, I would damn near move the stop loss to probably like under there, but we'll see what it looks like. I need this to close like closer down into here.
Yeah,
Because if it closes no top wick, no trade, no range to the upside. And we got 20 seconds. Come on now. Could have gave this push originally. I'd have been good. All right, let's see what it do. 7 seconds. Damn. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try my hand at that break of that high again. Ooh, it got me in.
Got you on?
Yeah, that got me in. But I'm gonna put my stop loss below the previous 5-minute candle up in here. But yeah, that got me in, but I don't love that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just because we don't have much of a down wick, but we'll see. Let's see, 3422.4. Just because we don't have much of a down wick, because this 1 hour candle can definitely come down and make a bigger bottom wick. So let's see. 3419.8.
I like the momentum though.
Yeah. Like I said, it just can make a bigger bottom wick because it didn't even come and give no retest of any sort. And I only got my stop loss below the previous 5 minutes, so that ain't nothing but, well, it's still 40 away. But let's see. All right, so I'm up 7. Let's see. I might be a little aggressive, either with a break even or a take profit, just in the way that like we don't have much of a bottom wick. So I really do anticipate this candle coming and making a steeper bottom wick for real, for real. We'll see. If this breaks as high once again, I think that it's going to push up pretty hard. If it breaks as low, same as the case, I think it's going to push down a little harder. So
would you put your stop loss on the low?
I put a stop. Nah,
that's too close.
Well, I do anticipate this if it came down, coming down further. So I guess the technical safe position would be to put it on the low, but I would let it work a little bit and at least utilize a previous 5-minute low right there. But we'll see how it prints. maybe I would take like half a position off if it did break its own low. I'll say that. If it breaks its own low, I'll take half my position off. So for everyone that don't know, if I'm in a buy and I want to take half my position off and I got a two running, I will sell one. So I'll do that. I'll take half my position off if it breaks the low there, just to preserve capital. But we will see what it do. It looked like it want to break. Like I said, I'm gonna be a little aggressive. I see 11 again. Let's see what we do. I see 11 again. I'm up 10. We playing with the same damn candle again. I don't like that shit. All right, I see 10 again. Back to 6 and 5. Shit stalling on us, Roger.
That's gonna make that push.
I think so. I think so. I only want 34, 22.4. Like I don't want nothing too crazy. All right,
Yeah, it's
let's
definitely
see.
on. It's gonna grab it.
Yeah. All right, got 12. Got 12, 13. I'm out. I'm out. Cool. Good trade. Good trade. Good trade. Good trade.
And it's about to hit too. Where the TP.
Yep. It should hit. It should hit. I was close.
Yeah, good player. See
Almost.
that? Yeah, that's like a good
Yes,
momentum
sir.
too.
Exactly. Exactly. I just wanted to make sure I paid myself for the wait, but look like we should be Gucci Goo up. So, yup, yup, yup. Let me go ahead and mark that up again. So, should be green bean. Let me go ahead and mark this up again on the other account. Boom. That's my TP.
Yeah.
That's my TP. So it gave it to us. We just had to sit and wait a little bit. Yeah, man. So
What's your payout target looking like?
let's see. So I'm at 157, 169 on this account, 157, 534 on this account. So let's go to the dashboard and see. We're gonna log in. So 157, 534. I'm at 157, 534, and I need to get a 161, 488. So just under, what is that, four bands? So 3,900 ish,
Yeah.
3,950. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir, ski. That's it. That's all, bro. We just identifying ranges going zone to zone. Identifying ranges going zone to zone. Oh, let me mark this up, though. So, 1 hour candle closed above. I'm actually marking this up on. Damn, this was on the 5 minute. That's crazy. Because that's really the only place I had to put my stop, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the way with how far it closed up and above the range, like it didn't really give you nowhere else to like have a stop loss. And like you said, like we could have used the current entry candle, but that would have only been like a 15 pip stop, which is cool. Like if that's what you willing to say, all right, bro, if it break this low, fuck it, I'll just reassess. That's cool. Or I was thinking about going ahead and cutting half
Mm.
if it did break its own low to mitigate risk because I didn't want to lose the full amount if it did come and hit the full stop. That's why I'm like, all right, you just kind of got to think on the fly. But yes, you had that choice. You had the choice to use the previous 15-minute candle, but that was a little far, especially depending on how far you expect that bitch to pull back. And then I chose to use the 5 minute as my technical stop because, I mean, with as much volume as this has, all this thing is doing is making higher lows and higher highs on the 5 minute as well.
Mm.
Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So this has no reason to come back all the way down and break this 5 minute low if it want to continue up, in my opinion, of the way I trade. So I'm gonna just say 1 hour candle closed above most.
So are
Let me
5 minutes
see.
the better entry to get on?
I don't know. I wouldn't say
Get on
better
like
or
volume?
worse. I won't think I ain't gonna say better or worse. It's just like when price is moving this fast, bro, it's hard for me to say, all right, bet I'm about to use a previous 15-minute low, which is 72 pips. So if I know I got to break down to the 5 minute time frame, shit, I'll do it. And I'll like even just sit on this bitch and be like, okay, my
Mm,
higher time frame confirmation said that this 1 hour candle closed above this. All I'm doing is trying to get into this next resistance right here. So if I'm
gotcha.
identifying this resistance right here, and I identify my next zone as this resistance right here, I'm like, okay, cool. I got a candle to close above that most recent resistance right here. I would
Mm-hmm.
have liked a longer bottom wick to give me my technical stop loss. But since it didn't give me my technical stop loss, what makes the most sense to use as the most recent resistance or as the most recent support, recent low? So yes, the 15-minute would have been cool based on price action, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. But that's too far for me. That's 70 something pips. And I know I only want 20, 25, 30.
Right.
So I'll even go down to the 5 minute and be like, shit, this candle made a bottom wick. This candle broke this high. I think this is a little too tight right here because that's only 15-ish pips. Let me see what makes the most sense. This candle is back in range. If this shit come all the way down here, I was dead ass wrong. I was just dead ass wrong in this instance right here.
Mm,
So that's
okay.
why I be using the 5 minute a lot of times. But there ain't no technically right and wrong to it because like I said before we even got in the trade, the real stop loss really, if you want to be 100, is down here, the previous 1 hour. Because until this candle came and broke this low, it's valid to flip and continue at any point. So that's kind of how I look at it of just like, okay, I'm gonna use a 5 minute and just just let my nuts hang. Like whatever happens, happens. And all this is not my business. But it'd have been cool though. But it's just like my analysis said I'm looking to target right into here. But this does look good to continue up above here. I ain't gonna lie. On a 15-minute time frame is where well, I see it best on the 30, but I'll see if it's the same case on the 15. If it closes above here, once again, nothing really in the way until like right here. And that's still another 41 pips to take advantage of right there. Even on the 5 minute, it looked good. I'm looking on the 5 minute on my left hand screen right there, just closed above. It's just hard to scroll back on that 5 minute. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Did it close above on every time frame on the 5 minute? Right there. Yeah, bro, this closed above on the 5 minute just now. So I hate to get in much later than I did on my original entry, though. I will say that. Like, you talking about getting in 40, 50, 60 pips later. But it does look good to continue up, though, on a break of that, or really on that flip and on a break of the high. But once again, you just have to settle with your stop loss being like a bit lower. You still on, Roger? Or are you locked out for today? Oh, he said he's still on. He's still on. He's still on the call. Yeah, like I said, with how this 5 minute closed, this 5 minute did close above the most recent 5 minute resistance as well. Right. Let's see here, close above, and I go all the way back, scrolling the 5 minute, scrolling the 5 minute, scrolling the 5 minute. Because all we doing is looking left to see the most recent resistances or supports. So I'm almost there. Boom. Found the most recent resistance right there. And then I find a target right there. That's kind of where you thinking it's gonna come into right there. But you just don't want to be greedy playing with them daily highs. It's all. So yeah, man, that was a pretty good trade. Pretty good trade. Cool. Let's see. Based on the 15-minute time frame, now all I would be doing is waiting on a candle to close above this resistance, anticipating me running into this again. So close above this resistance. I'm going to move my arrows. Close above this resistance. Now targeting this support, which is a new target. That's the first little area that you got to make a decision right in there. But you're really anticipating if price continues to push the way it's doing to go ahead and make its way up into here. So that's the new ranges. Closure above here on a 15-minute time frame, 9:15 or 9:30. Targeting this area right here. If volume pushes us through, that's cool because we got a cool little clean candle right there. It's a mirror. And volume, expecting volume to take you on up. But we will see. I still got to go in the office today at 10, so I'll see how this 15-minute candle closes. But if I'm cool with just calling the day, if that's where hand I'm dealt. And it's looking like you want to reject out of there. Once again, that's why we only go zone to zone, because price action does look good to keep continuing up. But at what point is price going to turn around? Are we expecting price to finally reject out of this resistance that we identified on the 15-minute time frame from June 16th? We ain't been this high since June. And what happened the last time we got into here? We bottomed out. Came up again, bottomed out, came up again, bottomed out. You know, kind of just kept doing higher lows or lower lows and higher lows. So now I would need a candle to close above this since we broke through all this with volume. I would need a candle to close above this simply. So 9:15 just came on.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. That was a good one.
Yep. So that's gonna be my day. I hope y'all caught it. I do anticipate this continuing up, but you just never know after we get into these resistances. Like I said, the same way that this motherfucker fell out on June 16th and then started ranging for that whole week was the same way that it can happen right here. So my suggestion, as always, is be safe, be disciplined, and we will be back on it tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all on Friday.
All right, that's a bet. That's a bet.
Man, next month
We'll be missing you here, bro.
I can't wait for that.
Well, man, we be missing you on here, bro.
I'm gonna be back.
It's all good, but hopefully you caught a good little W today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. And the first play was cool. Just didn't want to give it. Then the next wick down, gave it. So green bean. That's what it's all about. Just trying to stack them days. That's why I be telling you, like, bro, it ain't even no point. It is what it is. Ain't no point in chasing.
Yeah, facts.
Ain't no point in chasing. So let's continue to stay consistent, stay disciplined. I see some payouts coming. For sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all boys.
Y'all be easy.
Yup.